Two heavyweight contenders in the budget smartphone world face off. Samsung Galaxy A16 5G versus Google Pixel 9a. Which one really delivers? On the left, the affordable, all-day powerhouse Samsung Galaxy A16 5G. And on the right, the smart, AI-driven Google Pixel 9a. Let's skip the marketing hype and dive into what truly sets these two apart. Every category gets scored, so you'll know exactly who wins where and who comes out on top when the dust settles. The final result might surprise you. All right, before we jump in, here's what we're going to look at. Price, performance, camera, battery life, design, display, software and updates, connectivity, and security. Yep, I know, it's a lot, but stick around and I promise you'll get all the details you need, super easy to follow. Let's kick things off with the price, because, let's be honest, that's usually the first thing we check, right? So, Samsung Galaxy A16 5G is straight up easier on your wallet. It's got a lower entry fee, and you'll almost always spot a deal or two floating around online. That said, don't expect flagship features here. It's more do what it needs to kind of phone. Now, Pixel 9a? Yeah, it's sitting higher up. Maybe not crazy expensive, but definitely more mid-range. Google's got some carrier promos to soften that price, but honestly, the initial launch price is just higher. So, for price, Samsung runs away with it. Now, performance. Samsung's packing either an Exynos 1330 or MediaTek Dimensity 6300, depending on where you live. Great for texting, browsing, and, those casual games. But if you want to play Call of Duty for hours, not really the best vibe. Plus, entry models just get the basics in RAM. Move over to the Pixel 9a. Oh, and here's something cool. Google throws in the Tensor G3 chip. That means not just snappy performance, but way more optimized AI stuff happening behind the scenes. Long software support too. Only catch, if you're really pushing it with tough apps, it can heat up a bit. Overall though, Pixel 9a wins for performance. Hands down. All right, camera time. Samsung gives you 3 lenses, a 50-megapixel main, plus a couple for ultra-wide and depth. It actually handles daylight shots pretty well. I mean, for the price, it's solid. Just don't expect anything wild when the lights drop. Night shots are kinda meh. Now, Pixel 9a, this is where Google magic kicks in. Single lens, but trust me, the AI here does work. Night sight, magic eraser, those sweet extras make your photos pop, even in low light. Only thing, there's no telephoto lens, so you won't be zooming in on Mars anytime soon. Winner? Yep, it's the Pixel. Oh, quick pause. Did you know Samsung's Galaxy A series actually outsold their flagship S series in 2024? Yeah, budget phones are officially winning. If you're wondering if that A16 5G is an underdog, think again. Next up, battery life. Samsung A16 5G comes packed with a 5,000 milliamp hour monster. That's like all-day gaming, binging, whatever you want. Up to 18 hours for video, and yeah, it does 25 watts fast charging, but you'll have to grab that charger separately, which is kinda annoying. Pixel 9a keeps things leaner with about 4,300 milliamp hours. But with Google's adaptive battery tweaks, you're still getting all-day use. Charging is good, not wild fast. So, both phones pretty evenly matched here for real-world use. Okay, let's talk design. Galaxy A16 5G steps up with some tougher plastic. IP54, so it handles splashes and dust. But honestly, it feels a bit chunky, not exactly premium. The Pixel, though, is all about that minimalist look. Slim, sleek chassis, super clean lines, and real glass. You do get water resistance, too. My only gripe, it's like, here's your color, hope you like it. Not a ton of options. So in this round, Pixel 9a just looks and feels better. Gotta give Google the edge. Now display. And this one's kind of fun. Samsung A16 5G has a big, bold 6.7-inch Super AMOLED panel. 90 Hz refresh rate, so scrolling actually feels smooth, and yeah, everything just pops. Only thing, those rounded corners steal a bit of space, but who's really counting pixels, right? The Pixel 9a sticks to a more compact 6.1-inch OLED. Color is great, and it's plenty bright, but it's rocking a basic 60 Hz refresh, so it's not as smooth as Sammy. For display, Samsung nails it. Alright, let's see how these two do when it comes to software and updates. Samsung gives you One UI 8 based on Android 16, and get this, 6 years of updates. That's wild for a budget phone. Sure, you get the usual Samsung stuff baked in, but nothing too crazy. Pixel 9a brings the classic stock Android. That's honestly my favorite personally. 5 years of updates, which is still impressive. If you want feature drops though, you're on Google's schedule. Both are top tier for software and support, so they tie this round. Connectivity, super important if you're future-proofing. Galaxy A16 5G checks every box. 5G, dual SIM, Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 5.3, and micro SD expansion up to, wait for it, 1.5 terabytes. No Wi-Fi 6, but most folks barely notice. Now, the Pixel 9a, it's got the faster Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, 5G, and eSIM. So it's definitely cutting edge. Those files you keep, no micro SD here, so you live in the cloud. Both are super solid for connectivity, each with a neat trick up their sleeve. So we're calling it a tie. Security, let's see what's what. Samsung goes with Knox, which is pretty famous, and it gives you basic biometrics. Not bad, pretty secure. The Pixel 9a, though, takes it up a notch with Google's Titan M2 chip and fast face/fingerprint unlock. Only catch, it's all built in, so no physical fingerprint sensor, just under the display. For speed, convenience, and that extra Google layer, Pixel 9a wins out. Okay, so here's how the numbers stack up across all categories. Samsung brings huge points for price, battery, and display. The Pixel shines in performance, camera, and security. Honestly, you can see both have clear strengths depending on what you care about most. So what's the verdict? Look, if you want the absolute best value, great battery, vibrant big screen, and you're serious about saving money, Galaxy A16 5G is just unbeatable in its bracket. But if you want crazy good photos, smoother performance, and you vibe with all things Google, Pixel 9a is the better pick. For most folks, Samsung gives you more bang for your buck, but the Pixel is a photographer's dream with sweet Android updates. Did this make your next phone decision easier? If yes, don't forget to bookmark or share, especially if you've got friends agonizing over phone choices. Trust me, your next upgrade just got